Today on the program, we have Sam Zaza. She is a professor of information systems and analytics at Middle Tennessee State University.
They don't want an 8-to-5 job.
What do they want?
Develop your skills or you will become obsolete. AI will replace certain jobs, but will create other jobs.
Okay. Howdy, and welcome to the Research Minute Podcast. I'm your host, David Butler. This podcast takes university research from the campus and brings it into the community. So what is a professor of information systems and analytics? That sounds like a long, complicated technical title.
I mean, sometimes it is, but let me break it down for you.
Okay.
So when we talk about information system, the first thing that can come to your mind, oh, it is computer science. Oh, it is all coding. Oh, it is all math. Well, information system is more about people and technology, but we are bringing people at the heart of technology.
Am I information system?
You are information system in your daily work when you deal with technology and translate the outcome of that technology to people. This is how you make decisions, right?
I thought I made decisions about putting a cell phone here and look at it all day long with a screen.
But you see, we all interact with technology, and this is what information systems are, but in organizational setting, right?
Oh, there's the context in an organization. So people, technology, communication in an organizational setting.
Exactly.
So me going out into the woods by myself with a cell phone that doesn't work, screaming really loud is not really information system.
I mean, you hope so, but it's not. I'm sorry.
No, it's just me being wild and crazy.
Yep.
Okay. So that's what you study, that's what you teach at the university.
Exactly. I teach information system. I teach networking, which is more about what we call IT infrastructure. It means
networking is when you go to the bar, you have a cocktail, you talk with people you may or may not like. They say, hey, you need to meet this person. I know networking. I was told I don't do it very well, but I've had to learn it. That's networking.
honestly, this is exactly what it is. But when you include the hardware, the technology. So when you talk about networking at bars, it's how your words are communicated to the other person.
Say bars? I meant dinner parties.
Dinner parties. Okay, let me rephrase. It is exactly this. Okay. When you network, it means you're trying to communicate what you want to the other person in that setting.
Well,
right?
Usually I don't want anything. Usually I'm trying to come across as a nice person. And it's like, David, don't be an introvert. People need to know you. You're a nice guy. They don't know you're a nice guy unless you actually talk to the people. So then I got to talk to people. And I learned what an icebreaker is, which is talk little things of trying to figure out any, like, I'm a little something, yeah, whatever, I'm like this. And then you try to find the Kevin Bacon 3 degrees of separation stuff. Yeah. See, I'm almost exhausted just describing this.
No, really.
So yours is much better than that.
In simple terms, it's just using the tools, the technological tools that enable computers to talk, right?
All right.
So instead of people, it is computers.
All right, but here I got a thing.
Yeah.
We need computers to talk. Why?
Why we need computers? We need computer talks. It's like when you're talking to the internet, right?
But
all of this is
I
infrastructure.
just got a crazy idea. Maybe we create technologies that emulate how we are. And people are social beings.
Yeah.
So we love to have other people around us. We may not love them in our space, but we still are human beings. We are social creatures. We build communities, families, organizations, etc. So do you think we built computers with this network capability as an emulator, analog of what we are as people?
Exactly. It is creating communities. Think about social media, right?
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Social media is when you are using like Facebook, Instagram. It is those online communities that exist on a certain platform. By platform, I mean like Facebook, Instagram.
Well, I'm about to join
X.
MySpace. I'm a little bit slow. So I have my AOL address, and I can log in and get a MySpace account, right?
It's not in my time, but yes.
Not in my time? Did you just call me old?
Not really, but
Yes,
kind of.
you did. I'm 57. I'm old. Yes,
Okay.
actually, I remember when the internet came out. I remember jumping on my first web browser for the first time, and it was one of those emoji head explosion things. I was like, and I couldn't see it all, but I knew there was something there. Netscape was there in the little corner, and he had little bitty asteroids falling. I thought, God, we're connecting the world, but we're doing it with an icon with meteors falling
But you
to
see,
Earth.
you just said it. We're connecting the world.
Yes.
Imagine, like back in the day, when you see it on movies, when they are riding the horses, having the mails, and you would wait like, 2 months, 3 months, whatever,
Yes.
to
Which
hear
felt-
from.
But you heard from somebody.
Yeah, but 3 months,
Yes.
David. Now you just tick, you press, you click, and boom, your message.
When was the last time you wrote a letter by hand? Ever?
Never. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yep, never.
I think maybe for a present you need stationery and a quill and a pen and a forever stamp because prices go up all the time, and you need to hand write.
I write
a
birthday
letter
cards. That
What?
counts.
with a pen and ink.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, not an e-card. You
It's-
got a card.
Yeah, but still, whenever I want it to be personalized,
Yes. Okay. Well, that's
I
close.
just,
But
yeah.
still, imagine having to do 2 or 3 pages
Yeah.
where you're thoughtful and you think before you write. There's no spell check, and you go, what do I want
Honestly,
to tell this person?
Do we have time
Do we have time for what?
to write and to have 1 hour, 2 hours just
If we
to write
don't
something?
have time, there's something wrong. We need
Yeah,
some
we live in a
contemplative,
fast-changing world.
which is why I drink espresso.
Yeah.
The fuel of the economy of today.
Yeah, it
All right,
is.
so I understand what you do as a professor. I understand what you study and what
Mm-hmm.
you teach. So as a little kid, because you're very young, because as a little kid, obviously you were suggesting we had horses. We didn't. We still had autos. But as a little kid with the internet and tools and stuff, were you running around going, you know what? I want to be an information systems analytics professor and teach networking and all this stuff.
Well, honestly, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a physician.
Okay. Why is
But-
that?
Why? Because again, it's family expectations. I'm a person who really at heart likes to help people.
Okay.
But I realize I don't need to be a physician to help people,
That's true.
right? Being surrounded with technology, seeing technology impact, seeing why some communities thrive, what some communities don't, why a student would choose to be an information system or a computer science or whatever, some student would not, right? All of these, and why, for instance, a professional would thrive at their work. Some people, as equally talented, wouldn't. They would leave. So just to see all of that and the fast changing, that's changing our lives, then you know what? Yes, we can do something with technology, and this is how I chose. I started as a computer science, my bachelor, and then I got my MBA, and then I got my PhD from Florida State University
In
And-
what?
in management information systems.
Okay, so you just jumped in all your
Correct.
college stuff. Let's go backwards. Where were you born? Where were you raised?
I
Tell
was
us
born
about
in
your family.
Lebanon. I was raised in Beirut.
Okay, so the capital.
Correct, the capital.
And if you don't know, we'll put a map up here. Here's Lebanon. Here's Beirut. Make sure we show the Mediterranean because it's really key as part of the trading network and the cornerstone of that.
We are known in that area for our education.
Yes, highly educated,
exactly.
family expectations of that.
Exactly.
You're also known as merchants.
Correct.
And merchants because of the location, proximity both to the Mediterranean and the trading region of the town, and also crossroads of other countries and
Correct.
communities.
And it was a great destination for tourism, you
Yes.
know. So people would come to Beirut for tourism. They would come for education.
American University there, right? American
Yes,
University of
that is-
Beirut. I remember that back in the 80s.
That is the American University of Beirut. That is the Lebanese American University, which is a charter university of SUNY.
Okay.
And this is
SUNY meaning the State University of New York.
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, so you're born and raised. You spend all your years in Lebanon
Correct.
and in Beirut.
Correct.
Okay, so tell me, mom, dad, siblings. So how did all that work? What were their jobs, professions, interests?
So I'm the youngest. My daughter,
Of course you are.
I am.
And you've gotten away with so much in life, haven't you?
Still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say past tense, present tense. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So my dad has a bachelor degree in geography.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is a housewife, and this is kind of was the norms.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, so we are 3 sisters and 2 brothers. My sister is a registered nurse. My other sister is a lab technician.
Okay.
My brother is a communication engineer. My other brother has a master's degree in physics,
Okay.
but he is an IT director.
Okay. So really, you have all the professional pieces with the engineering, the technology,
Correct.
and medicine.
And that tells you something.
Sure.
right?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so if you said, I don't want to get any education, I don't want to do anything.
Oh, no.
It's like
No.
that was not even a thought or a choice, even as a rebellious teenager.
No, nobody, I mean, I've never met anybody in my life who said, like, no, I don't want to go to college. We don't have that as an option.
Yes. You look at the checklist. There's not a other.
No.
Nope.
no.
That's not it.
Unless like you really, really, have maybe nobody and you're the breadwinner for your mom,
Correct.
dad, whatever.
And it's not because you didn't want to. It's because
Yeah.
circumstances
Correct.
didn't allow it.
Correct.
But as long as you have the family network around you, everything's built for you to not have another choice but to
Exactly.
be professional.
Exactly.
Okay, so tell me, like, what was it like growing up? Did you go standard schools, elementary, middle school, high school?
So I went to private schools
Okay.
from elementary, middle, high school. And then I went to the Lebanese American University to get my bachelor in computer science and my MBA.
So in your formal public school or your private school years, was there subject matters you really liked, subject matters you didn't? Was there something you leaned
I
to?
loved chemistry.
Was there chemistry? Okay,
I love
what was it about
chemistry.
chemistry that you really enjoyed?
You can create solutions based on the combination that you have. That is interactions. 1 + 1, yes, equal 2, but 2 is something new, right? It is that creation, right? The sum is greater than the parts. It's actually not greater, it's different.
Yes.
So that innovative part, I really loved it.
So you found that to be
Yeah,
a creative
fascinating.
aspect
Yes.
and outlet for you, whereas I found it to be a way of starting
Yeah.
fires, to test if the hoods worked, and the fire extinguishers.
Oh, really? Okay. I hated physics, though. It wasn't for me. Oh, my God.
It's just the laws of the universe. What's
It's,
the hate? They govern our lives. You can't escape it.
I know it's not maybe hated is a strong word. It's just it wasn't for me.
Well, physics doesn't allow you to combine stuff to get a unique
It's
solution
true.
because they're fundamental laws.
Yeah, I didn't do well.
You
with
like
it.
stuff that you can manipulate and change and bend to your will and desire.
I'm an A student. I didn't get an A in physics. That is why I said, okay, that's not for me.
Oh, you're bitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it physics or was it the teacher? Or,
No, physics. I
was
didn't
physics?
put much effort. It's me. It's not.
Yeah.
I had great teachers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
All
was lucky.
So you didn't become a chemist.
No,
So did you love any other subjects?
I started 1 semester because
Okay.
chemistry is one of the prerequisites to go to medical. But then I switched to computer science.
Okay, so were you thinking about organic, inorganic? Doesn't matter. Were you just doing a general chemistry class in the lab?
It was just general.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you enjoyed doing it.
I did.
So what was it that you were like, okay, I'm going to do chemistry, and then it's like, I'm not doing pre-med, which is a big change, right? Because it's like, everyone's like, oh, Sam's going to be a physician one day, and she's going to do, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I'm going to do computer science.
Yeah.
That's a big shift.
I dropped the idea of being a physician because I did some training with at the hospital with physicians, and I couldn't take the pain that patients have or the moms and dad when they're
Yes,
bringing their
yes.
kids. It was too much for me. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
You're too empathetic.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with it. It's
To deal with people's illness, pains, tragedies is
yeah.
daily.
Yeah.
7 days a week. This
Yeah,
isn't like every now and then there's a crisis.
It's a lot.
If you're a physician in certain businesses, it's crises all the time.
Yeah.
And imagine being an oncologist.
Yeah.
All you have is cancer patients, and the majority of which unfortunately pass away. And you have to be the most optimistic person every single day when you see
Yeah,
these people. I meet these folks and I look at them, I'm like, you're a different type of person to be able to get up every morning optimistically, go meet with your patients and do this, knowing that most of your patients won't survive. Yet there's a whole other wave of patients that'll be coming in, you'll be meeting. I can't even fathom the type of person that does such things. All right, so tell me what happened in the chemistry class. You told me about your physics, not liking that, but tell me what that thought process was. Tell me, did you make the decision and let the family know? Did you ask permission? Tell me that whole thing.
So, again, I switched to computer science because I felt being a physician is not for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's emotionally draining, and I'm not made for it. And then I talked to my dad, like, computer science is a very promising, and it's...
And what year was this?
That was, I'm not going to say.
Well, no, it makes a difference in context.
No.
Computer science, when I was a kid, you're programming mainframes. Mm-hmm. Oh, you weren't working on mainframes.
No. That was in the early 2000s.
Okay, gotcha. So actually, you have the .com happening.
Yes.
Everybody scrambling to do
exactly.
the internet and stuff. Like, hey, there is a future here with the potential of what the internet becomes.
Correct.
The World Wide Web.
Exactly.
No one uses that
right?
anymore, do they?
No.
Yes.
So I decided, and I talked to my dad. Actually, I talked to a friend of my dad. Mm-hmm. So we all met, and Dad was convinced. Okay. He wanted me to be a doctor. I'm a doctor now, but a different kind of doctor.
You have a doctorate, but you're just not a physician.
Exactly.
Except whenever you dissect the grades and in research and stuff. So, yes, slice and dice. All right, so you jumped into computer science.
Yeah.
How did you choose computer science? I mean, had you already taken a class, or was it an abstract? You said, I'm just going to jump in feet first?
Actually, I'm really drawn to computers, to systems, to that kind of. I love coding. That is why I felt like, this is something. And in terms of the first thing I looked at career-wise, so there are a lot of job opportunities. So I said, this is viable. This is something really aligned with me. I love math. I love coding. I love how systems work. It always fascinated me.
So all those kind of naturally fit into that. Okay, so you did your undergraduate, finished that. You were a good student, studious, 4.0, best in your class, no one could beat you sort of thing?
Not really, but I was.
No, we're going to go with that. We're going to go with that.
I was an A student.
100% A's except for that.
I was good. And then I decided that after my bachelor, I want to do my MBA.
Now you decided that like early on, or did you walk across the stage, get your diploma, and go, what am I going to do next? I'm going to get an MBA.
Actually, my friend was going for an MBA, and then I decided I'm going to do,
when was your friend going for it? Did you know like, before graduation?
Immediately after. In the summer, we discussed it, and we said, yep, let's do an MBA.
Okay, so it was like, hey, were you hanging out? Let's, all right, post-graduation, let's have a party, whatever. What are you going to do? I'm going to get MBA. Well, what's that?
No, I know what an MBA is. It's just, honestly, I was worried that I do love coding. I love computers. It's just, I felt it's going to be too lonely.
Yes, very right. Yes. You don't want to be a code head, what they call the mushrooms, right? Down to the basement in the dark stuff with a Mountain Dew and a little screen around you.
I'm an extrovert.
Yes.
Like, I'm an extrovert. I'm a people person. I want to be around people. I want to meet people. So I felt MBA is going to be my way between technology, but also having that people interface. Yes. So that is why I went with an MBA.
That's interesting. And also, one of the things that people figure out in engineering, sciences, and other is that if you have a business degree, often you have promotion ability.
Correct.
So all of a sudden it's like, well, of all these 15 computer sciences, which one's going to be the supervisor or manager? It's most likely going to be the one with the business degree or master's degree, because they will be the low risk choice because they already have some skill sets and have shown that they can be trained in that.
Definitely.
Okay, so that's actually a very savvy thing to do. So you do an MBA with your friend, right? All right, and then you finished and went out and worked in the industry for 20 years and came back for a doctorate?
So I worked for industry for almost 10 years.
Okay.
And then I got married. My husband is American. So I moved with him here.
Okay. How'd y'all meet? Where'd y'all meet?
We met in Beirut. He was on vacation, and we met through mutual friends.
And then y'all went on a date and stuff. You're like, hey, this ain't so bad?
We don't date. come from a very conservative
Okay,
family.
so what do you do? Tell me about this. I love these stories. You don't date. You're escorted into something, and what? Tell me how this works.
We have mutual friends, and he wanted he was single, right? And he wanted
Well, I hope so.
to meet somebody.
Yes.
And he knows that this is the proper way,
Okay.
especially if I come from conservative family. Like nowadays, it's different. It's not like that, right?
But you're
again,
not that old.
20 years ago,
Yes.
this is how it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
He contacted your mom.
Yep.
Had permission, then came over and sat in the living room with all the
Correct.
people and just
Long
had a
story short, yep. And then we get engaged, right? Like after 2 months of,
So was he flying back and forth?
no, he was there.
Okay, he stayed there for a while. Okay.
He stayed there for a while.
Okay.
But then he would come and go, yes. And then we got engaged and we got married and I came here.
That's a fast piece of the story. All right, so y'all got engaged, y'all got married in Beirut?
No, here.
You got married here,
Yeah.
okay. You got married here. And so had you been to the States before?
I came here on vacation before.
Where'd you go? Disney World? New
Yes,
York?
yeah.
Boston?
I went
all
to
the
New
East
York.
Coast. All the East Coast.
I went to New York and I went to Disney, Florida.
Everyone
Yeah.
goes to the
I
East
live in
Coast.
Florida.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes.
now I just came for MTSU to Tennessee.
Yeah. Everyone's like, have you been to the United States? Yes. Where have you been?
Disney.
It's been New York or Disney.
Both.
Yes, exactly.
Check.
That's exactly what it's like. Have you been to Manhattan, Kansas? No. Manhattan, New York, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right, so then you came over here, got married, and then y'all settled in Florida?
We settled first in New York.
In New York, okay.
Yeah.
Did
And
you like living in New York?
I love New York. It is so cold.
Yes.
I'm not made for that. So
What's Beirut's temperature? So you were raised in Beirut, so it's
Beirut, even like in winter, it's around 16 Celsius. Again, we do the
Celsius.
We don't do Fahrenheit. That's our metric system. So 16. If it's gonna be like really
You said
cold,
60. I'm like,
no,
it's not that hot.
16. I mean 16.
Yeah.
But it can go maybe to 14 if it's cold.
Yeah, but it's a Mediterranean climate.
Yeah.
So that means it's mainly warm. You're not like covered in snow all the time.
We have snow in the mountains.
Yes.
We have ski resorts.
Yes.
But again, I live really next to the beach, Mediterranean. So the temperature is very very nice.
Hawaii has snow too on the top of the volcano in wintertime, but yeah, you have the beaches. So going from Beirut to New York was wow. It can get cold and windy, etc.
Yeah. I stayed in New York like for a year. And then I said like, no, we need to go somewhere. And then my husband has a family in Florida. So we moved to Daytona Beach. We bought a house, and this is where I had my 2 kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Daytona Beach is more like Beirut
Correct.
than is New York.
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
you're hanging out in Florida for 9 years or so?
So after I had my kids, they were 2 and 3, I decided I cannot just be a housewife.
Because you need to interact with people because you're an extrovert.
And I went and I got my PhD.
Okay.
So we moved to Tallahassee, Florida, Florida State University.
Up in the
where
Panhandle,
I stayed.
Redneck Riviera, which is way different than the peninsula.
It is different.
Yes.
So I stayed in Tallahassee for 5 years where I got my PhD. And then I graduated. I applied to different places.
Universities?
Yes.
Okay.
I chose MTSU
Okay.
among all the universities that I got offers from. Because when I was invited to campus visit,
You met me?
no, I mean, I wish.
I thought you were leading this great
kind
story.
Of.
to
Yeah,
come.
no.
You know, there was all these great places. They
Because
were
of
offering
you.
so much money, but I met you, David, and it was like such a welcoming
It
place.
is all because of you.
And I knew I was going to sit there and do this Research Minute podcast with you. I didn't want to miss that opportunity.
Exactly. This is exactly
Once a
why.
lifetime opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't it?
Yeah, it is.
God, I'm now crushed. Okay. All right. So tell me, why did you choose to accept the position at Milton
So
State
there was
University?
like a snowstorm. Campus was closed. And I couldn't actually, be on campus. I couldn't do anything. And then they decided that they will move the interview to the hotel. And actually, every single person showed up, every single faculty. And for me, that was like, oh, wow. it showed me like the culture, that this is a good culture. I want to be in a place where I feel like it is home, family, people I can work with.
A social network that you can trust.
Exactly.
And what time was the interview, in the morning or in the afternoon?
The interview was in the morning.
Okay. Are you sure they were there for the interview, not the free buffet?
There wasn't food.
Oh.
Good try, but there wasn't food.
All right, so the interview went well. You
Yeah.
made an offer, and
Yeah.
you're like, this place felt like home.
Yep.
Where I has potential to build a good
Exactly.
network, and so then you came
Exactly.
here.
Yep.
And that was how many years ago?
2018.
2018. Okay. And then since then, you've came here and you've been on fire ever since.
I'm an associate professor. I do research on, as I said, people, technology. People, when they think about technology, all what they think about is like the system, right? What
The
I think
hardware.
about
They think the hardware artifacts.
Exactly, the artifact. What I think about is I'm looking at the people behind it, right? We need to bring people at the center of innovation if we really want to measure the impact of technology. And this is what I look at. So I research people, I research their well-being, I research how technology impact their careers, how organization, companies can retain these people,
Okay.
Because nowadays, and we were talking about that, people get exhausted. They're not just tired as emotionally, they are mentally and physically tired.
Yes.
So I study that, and I study how organization actually can energize the environment.
Like Starbucks. That's
Right?
the organization that does it. Because I know when people are tired, they're waiting long in lines. That's why they order ahead. It saved me so much opportunity cost.
But you see, every single bit can help, right? Every single bit. Think about your phone battery. Closing only the apps, at the end your phone will die. But you need to put it on charger for it not to die. The
Yes.
same thing for organizations. It's not just, lower the workload, but they need to energize you in other ways as well.
Okay.
If they
What
wanna keep
happens
you.
if I do what I love and I'm energized by it? I need to increase workload of what I love and decrease the mundane stuff.
Everybody needs to know who they are working with. Not there is no one size fits all.
You said working with.
Yeah.
Sometimes we work with people. Sometimes we work for people.
Regardless whether you are the person they work with or you are the person you work for, whoever has the ability to implement interventions to energize the environment, it is their responsibility to get to know you.
What,
right?
if I'm good at karaoke? Can I just bring that in there?
Honestly, did you see some workplaces, they have mini golf? They have whatever. I mean, they do games. They have game rooms in the workplace. And this is part of the things. They have buffet breakfast for lunch. Anything can help. Because after COVID, I know everybody talks about COVID. People changed. People want quality. They don't want just increase my salary. It's not about the money anymore. So we need to change how people perceive work, how work looks like, what is the job design, meaning that what is the job description, what they are actually doing. I see Tennessee and Nashville, they have the talent. It's just we need to see how the technology, AI, cybersecurity, quantum, how it is changing what people want, and we need to adapt.
Okay. Well, I'm going to challenge a couple of things here
Go ahead.
because these are observations. I think they may fit in. Let's find out. Observation I was making yesterday. I think there's always been the same ratio or number of people that are self-motivated and will succeed. You can throw every obstacle in the world at them. They are going to rise to the occasion. I see people in their 20s and 30s that don't seem to have embraced the idea of, let me get a job, let me get a career, let me do this. I don't know if there's nothing for them. I don't know if America's become so wealthy that they can live with other people and still maintain a lifestyle. But I do see a gap of people not choosing to enter into a stable workforce environment. And I don't know why that is. You hear the gig economy and all that. They work a couple of jobs. But maybe back in my day, well, if there was a gig economy and you're doing one or two things or three things and you're trying to get cash flow, yeah, we all hustled. But eventually I'd go, okay, which one of these pays the most? Which one of these do I like the most? Which one has the best career upward mobility? Which one of these do I have a boss that will mentor me and will help? I would figure a way to sort of consolidate, maximize, focus, and then rise. I don't see a lot of that happening, and I can't tell if it's the people, the wealth, the ability. Maybe there's not opportunities. I've yet to figure that out. That's number one. I got a second one. The talk about AI. AI is going to either bring all these jobs or they're going to get rid of all these jobs. And I see smart, very, very smart people on both sides arguing both sides. And so people like Anthropic can code better than most code folks, very cleanly. If I can actually tell Anthropic, oh, by the way, please generate this type of code, this thing for these to interact with my calendar, this, my sleep patterns, my lights on and off my house, my car, etc. If it then writes clean code and now creates a database or a ERP or whatever for me, does that mean all the computer scientists now are out of a job? So two things there. One is the people thing on how they're doing, and the other one is AI going to add more jobs and different ones, or is it really going to replace a section of people who we thought when you went to computer science, right? Oh, but who knows how to code? I don't know. They're always going to need this because we have to debug stuff, whatever. And now you've got an AI that can write code itself that replaces people. So tell me about those.
Let me first start with the people. It's a great, great observation. I would say there are multiple things that can affect what you are seeing, and what you are seeing is totally correct. First, me and you, the way we are raised is different. What we have experienced back in the day is different when what my kids or your kids are experiencing.
Me back in the day. You back in the day. You're much younger than me, so we're going to do way back in the day.
Honestly, after COVID and after AI, me and you, we are in the same boat. So whenever I say back in the day, I would say before.
I got you. So there was a hard line there.
Yep.
And people before that are this way, and people after that are fundamentally different.
Yes.
Okay.
And honestly, we're going to see more and more. We're going to see more and more differences. And this was the major disruption. AI is going to be the major transformational in terms of capabilities, abilities, all of that. So let me go back to the people.
Okay.
Yes, different people have different personalities that can affect their choices, that can affect their career success. It can affect their tolerances in terms of how tired they are, how mentally, physically depleted they are, right? And this is what actually fascinated me about people. Why these people will thrive and why the others will not. Why those are interested, for instance, in IT, why those are not. So in addition to their personalities, in addition to the intrinsic motivation that they might have, again, the other generation versus, I'm going to say, the new Gen Z, it's different because they were born with technology.
Yes.
They were born that if I need something, I don't need just to go to a mentor. I have the whole internet. I have my whole network, especially on social media.
Everything's literally at their fingertips.
Exactly. It is the collective at your fingertip.
Okay.
Right? So they don't need a person.
Okay, but back in the day, when we talked about the World Wide Web and the internet, it was going to make everybody smarter, more enthusiastic. You can learn anything. We'll connect communities from here. It's like, I got Lebanese friends. Of course, they're in Beirut. I'm on FaceTime with them or a Skype or whatever. I can do the world's going to be harmonious. Everybody's going to be smart. That's not what happened.
You see, that's the difference. It's not being smart. It is increasing your access to information. It's not getting you smart. It's how you use it. Again, people think about technology. I think about the people. It's how you use it. The technology is there. You use it for good, you'll get good. Use it for bad, it will be bad. we're not going to blame the technology that it's not making us smarter. It's how you use it. Yes, you can use it to read. I mean, you can search on anything, right? What events are there in Nashville this week? And you can read more. And this way you are informed and you can go and attend and you can benefit.
All right, I'm going to do a crazy thing here. I'll just tell you my pet peeve. There's nothing, well, actually there are things. One of the things that drives me crazy is when I see a group of 2 or more people arguing over a fact, right? Well, so-and-so's coming to play. No, they're not. It's this thing. No, it's not. It's this. The sun is this color. Blah, blah. And they all have smartphones. They could open a LLM. They could actually open a Google browser and figure out the answer in a matter of 30 seconds or less. But instead, they're arguing over something that's factual, that can be looked up immediately, yet none of them do. What? Explain that to me. If I don't have an answer, if I'm like, okay, how many, today's Friday the 13th, how many Friday the 13th are there this year? Someone will go, well, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, probably 3. I'm like, where'd you get 3 from? That's just what I think. Do you have any knowledge? Can you share with everything? I can literally type it in. You know, there are this number of these. And I feel like, oh, there's an answer. But this ambiguity of not having an answer but not willing to look it up, I don't understand.
But again, it's generational, right? It's generational. Not everybody had access. Maybe it really depends on where you live, right? Are you rural areas? Maybe they don't have this, connectivity. It could be about, again, I'm focusing on the younger generation. They are born with the technology. The first thing that, again, my kids, whatever I talk to them, the first thing they go, and,
They're born with the screen in their hand.
Exactly. Exactly.
When am I going to get my head-up display? I'm tired of having to carry around the phone. I want to be able to sit there, talk to you like this, and surf the web. I'm going to post something on my MySpace account and all that stuff right now.
So you wanted something wearable or implemented, right?
Yes, I want to be organic looking cyborg.
You never know.
With special powers.
You never know.
Like the $6 million man. So unusual strengths without looking like a Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, you never know, right?
Oh, well, it's coming. We don't know when, but it's coming. All right, so let's talk about this. I probably sound like an old man, this young generation, whatever. But the thing about this generation now that I see doing the gig economy, or maybe even dropping out of the economy, or just floating off the parents, or whatever it is there appears to be neither a social expectation, nor is there a Maslow hierarchical pressure to have to go work, even if they don't have any career aspirations. In other words, if they don't go get a job and work for a system or the man or whatever, they're not going to starve. No one's going to let them starve. But at the same time, there doesn't seem to be a familial expectation. Again, I'm talking about the United States, West, and things I see, not globally. There doesn't seem to be the parent or family structure that says, excuse me, you're not going to live underneath my roof. You're going to go do this because this is good for you, good for society, good for whatever. Or maybe what we told people to do, to go work and do all this stuff, was soul crushing, and people went through life working like that and were never happy and died unhappy. And so being able to not have to choose that path is actually a new type of nirvana. I don't know. I'm not really judging. I'm just trying to understand.
I think people, they don't want, especially, again, this generation that you're talking about, they don't want to live just to work, And that is why you see a lot of job hopping. They don't stay with, especially in IT. Let me focus on IT because this is what I know. In IT, the average time that these IT professionals stay with a certain organization is 18 months to 2 years.
Until they find a better paying one, or one that has the mini golf and the buffet or whatever.
Exactly. And it's not just about the pay, really. It's about flexibility. After COVID, everybody is looking for certain work arrangements. They don't want an 8 to 5 jobs. 5 days a week. This is not what they're
What do they
looking
want?
for. They want flexibility, maybe 2 or 3. Again, you'll see some organizations actually moved to that work arrangement. They moved to 2 times a week or 3 times a week or perfectly remotely, right? Because after all, they want productivity. Some jobs, it will work just to work remote. Some jobs, it will not. But in terms of technology work, this is what they're looking for. They're not going to stay working for you if you are going to ask them to be every single day, 8 to 5, and not providing them with some sort of flexibility or a break to recharge, because IT is a very demanding, is fast changing.
Sure.
I don't know if we can keep up with the technology, who's faster, us or the technology. We're not. So it is highly demanding, and that is why IT professionals are really tired. They are depleted physically, mentally. Again, in terms of us, MTSU or Nashville or Tennessee, we have the talent. It's just how we can keep the environment energized to retain these talents.
All right. So you and I are sitting here, living flesh in the studio talking now. If you and I were doing this over Zoom or Teams or Google Meet, right? Those are the 3 that I'm familiar with. It would be different. I can see the sparkle in your eyes. We had to pause for a technical thing. We're riffing in between. This is qualitatively different, and I would argue qualitatively better, because I'm a human being interacting with another human being, and we get along, and this is better than doing stuff remotely. I believe that for me. I also believe that for people that work for me and work with me. I like getting in a conference room with a whiteboard and riffing and making ideas and stuff. It's not the same as it is virtually. You can't read body languages, the energy is not the same, etc. So as people want these different flexible stuff, I get in some ways they're in a demand side, right? We need these people, we have to afford them. They want to go home, they want a latte bar, they want this, give it whatever. We have to survive as a company. But if I'm the company boss and all of a sudden along comes AI, and AI can replace people at a decent rate with high probability without affecting my business, the first people I'm going to let go are those people that are not here, because I'm not seeing them in the room. They're virtual. They're over there. The people I interact with daily, I'm going to have relationships with. I'll understand them better. They had an idea, may not have won, but they're passionate about it. I know them. The people virtual, I don't know them as much. I don't have as much investment in them as a person. Letting them go is easier than letting someone go who's there at the office every day, who we chat and find out about the kids and all that. So tell me about that.
Let me address 2 things first.
Yes.
You said AI is going to replace jobs. AI will replace certain jobs, but will create other jobs.
Okay.
So nobody is going to be in, oh my God, I'm not going to find a job. What should I do? No, this is not the idea. You will not find a job if you don't upskill, meaning that if you don't develop yourself, develop your skills, adopt what's in you, you will become obsolete.
So they should get education at universities, because universities are the hub of knowledge and education where they should upskill.
They can upskill through universities. They can upskill through LinkedIn. There are a lot of other platforms.
Yes, but universities are so much better than LinkedIn.
Again,
We got quality faculty like you. Really? I mean, right? It's the quality of people.
but I'm thinking about that 45, 50 years old person
I'm 57.
who doesn't have the time to go back to the university to get a degree, and who's already working, and he needs a crash course on how to upskill. There are multiple opportunities.
Sure,
Universities are offering upskilling, definitely. Other platforms are offering. So what I'm saying, the sky is the limit if you want to upskill. And this is something that you need to do. So it's not that AI is taking your job. You're not doing what you need to do to be relevant to the market. And definitely there are going to be new jobs. You mentioned something about if AI can give me the code. Yes, but you still need a computer science or somebody to read the code and make sure that this is maybe the most efficient way, or it's relevant, it's correct. Again, maybe you're going to need a new job, which is quality, right?
A QA coder or something like
Correct.
that.
Correct.
Because what you don't want is the AI to start writing code
Correct.
that creates something to get rid of people.
Correct.
Terminator. You don't want Terminator.
Not yet. Not yet.
No Terminator.
So, yeah.
Just because that would be malware from our point of view, it may be get rid of those bad people, human beings that are in the way sort of stuff. Inefficient flesh people.
What was your last question? I think I just...
No, so I'm trying to really understand this generation that's in some ways I feel sorry for them for the struggle, but also wonder, did I just buy it? Did I drink the Kool-Aid and I did this and I didn't have to? And in some ways, I mean, this... And I guess here's the second thing is the follow-on effect is often they're not dating, often they are not in a stable relationship, and they're not having children. And so I'm not saying everybody has to have children, all that, but knowing the difference between having a partner, a long-term partner, having a relationship with somebody is a very human thing to do. If you choose to have children, that's a very human thing to do. It's truly your legacy in some ways, right? I mean, it's the time capsule. You're carrying genetic code forward or whatever. You write a book, that's a time capsule. This video will outlast me and you. What's cool is this is going to be out there on the universal web or whatever, outlasting us. You want to... I have a desire to want to leave a legacy, leave everything better than it was, help push stuff forward. So when I see these people that seem to be stuck or floating and not without purpose, it hurts me. It does. It hurts me for them. And I can't tell if it's me being like, well, they're not like me, old man stuff. Why are they different? Or if maybe there is a struggle where they're being left behind because things are changing and the poverty is not so high that they're surviving but not thriving.
Steve Jobs once mentioned that innovations happen at the water cooler in universities. I'm sorry, not university, but at organizations, right? But what we went through COVID, it was a great application to prove that innovation does happen remotely, right? We went through remote. The world did not stop, right? We did not fail. We were resilient. So innovation can happen.
But
remotely.
I drove to work one day because I went to work every day during COVID. Drove to the office because I just love working for the office. I love familying at the house. I drove to work one day, daytime. There weren't tumbleweeds, but there were no cars. And it felt like a post-apocalyptic thing. Lights are flashing. You know, there wasn't even a wild animal running. And I thought, this is one of the creepiest things. There were 80s movies growing up, right? The post-nuclear stuff, us, the Soviets, whatever, and the bodies were gone. It felt like one of those things. I was like, this wasn't like, oh, there's no traffic, this is great. It was wrong. It felt wrong in my bones. So, yes, innovation did happen, but we also gave up stuff, too.
I agree. But again, remote is not for everybody. Actually, there is also research that proves that remote is increasing exhaustion because the boundaries between work and life is very blurry. Actually, so remote is not good for everybody. Again, there is no one size fits all.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
So I agree with you, but you will have other people who want to do remote because they have other things in life that they want to do. They want to accommodate their own schedule. Meaning, for instance, if a person who has a kid, right?
Sure.
And there is no daycare, definitely they prefer to stay at home and to have that flexibility.
And they can work in the morning before the kid gets up, and they'll do whatever. Maybe a nap time. They can work some more after they go to bed. So they're able to play parent, not have to pay a quarter or half their income to daycare, which is so expensive. One household very hard. Two can usually get by. and they could do work and career plus have that. So the best of both worlds. So I like that example. That
Exactly.
by choice. By choice.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So this is how I see it, right? It's not for everybody. It could be very exhausting. I'm like you. I'm a people person. I felt so isolated. I felt like I'm really 24/7 on, right, online. I felt, oh my God, what is my life? I need a clear separation between my work and between my life, my family, between me as a person.
I don't separate. I just move locations. I still work from home. But I get to see my family there.
Now, you know what I mean,
Yes,
right?
no, absolutely. Yes. So that's interesting. All right. So AI is not going to take all of our jobs?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I was looking for early retirement.
It will take your job
Oh, it will?
if you
Thank you.
stayed the way you are. If you did not match your skills with what's needed in the job market, right? I mean, now if you look at organizations, they are looking for people who has AI skills.
Yes.
You would hear a lot about the skill gap,
Yes.
right? And we are trying to fill that. Actually, my question for you, what do you think?
What? A
Do you
question for
think-
me? This,
do you
this
think-
is the Sam Zaza podcast. I've got a
Yeah.
guest today, David Butler.
No, really, and this is something I'm thinking about, is organizations always complain about skill gap, right? We, as higher education institutions, we're doing our best to keep up, but the technology, I'm talking specifically on technology. Technology is fast changing.
Yes.
We're not able to really keep up with that,
Yes.
right? To kind of reduce that gap. I'm now wondering, is AI is the answer to our prayer how to close the skill gap? Because using AI as your assistant to cover what you don't know, right? Is this the solution? I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's this lag, right? So you have a technology breakthrough. It's always technology breakthrough. Some of them are applicable, some don't work.
Correct.
So let's say a technology breakthrough, the integrated circuit chip. So we found the integrated circuit chip. The founder, the person, the inventor of that, spent time and walked around his home and going, where, if I could shrink this chip small enough, where can I do it? And he walked around and goes, oh, the blinds. I got the blinds. Be sensitive to light, sees the sunlight, opens up, when the light disappears, it closes. He walked around and like, I could put this in the stove, I could put it in a microwave, I could put it in the oven, I could put it in a car, I could do it. He basically saw the idea of modern technology in an automated sense. But that was like 50 years ago or more. Only now are we seeing some of that, the fruits of his vision for that. I think AI has that same potential, which is you can literally take a lens of AI and drop it on everything. What can happen? How can we code? How can we automate this? What can we do? But it doesn't happen overnight. Someone has to create it. Someone has to create a product. Someone has to create a distribution system. You have to have quality assurance. You've got to then convince someone to buy it through marketing or advertising. Then they have to get it and then say, yes, this does work, or no, this doesn't work at all. So it's not the technology being discovered or created. It is the societal adoption of the technology that I think is the pacing item. I do think AI is going to come faster than, say, the integrated circuit, the adoption of the web, because of its potential yield of savings from labor replacement, but also the enhanced productivity more than anything else. So a coder is right here. Coding, that's a 1x. Now they can use Anthropic or some other coding platform to do 5 or 10 times as much. That employee is now doing 10 times the work with that tool than what they were doing the day before. That increase in productivity allows the company to then scale and get into other lines of business that couldn't do before with a smaller team. So I do see productivity more than replacement. But tell me if I'm wrong here.
No, I agree. I agree with you. Another thing I want to add, we talked about talent. We have the talent. I see it from our students. I see it from my network. in Nashville or Murphys, we have the talent. We can be a leader in that space. We don't need to be follower. Again, it depends on how fast we adopt, how fast we adapt as a society, and how fast we are willing to change. It's all about when you adopt a new technology, it's about how fast you are able to integrate it, how fast you are able to see it as part of your identity when you are using the technology.
Right. And smartphones, I think, came on faster. I think they filled a need, and then they were obviously profitable. Apple made most of its money off that, and all of a sudden it's taken off, and now almost no matter the socioeconomic status, someone has that on there. It's almost ubiquitous that you cannot, at least in the West, you cannot survive or do much for it. But is being able to handle business emails, photography is just completely transformed. There'll be a before the iPhone, after the iPhone of photography. Hard gap there, digital photography, being able to do banking on there, being able to think. It's crazy what can happen on there. All right, so I'm going to talk about another technology because I think this is a good example of us. You said both adoption and adaption. I think I like that. So automobile autonomy. So Tesla has full self-driving autonomy. They're rolling out these cyber cabs in Austin, San Francisco. These are vehicles, two-person vehicles, sometimes four, but mostly two-person vehicles that are driving themselves without a whatever it's called, without a technician driver in the passenger seat and without a chase vehicle. They've been approved within these limited areas to literally, you ride hail them, you get in, they take you to the destination, drop you off, you pay. So it's an Uber and Lyft with a car driving itself.
Did you try it?
I've not tried it yet.
Okay.
I want to, but I just haven't been in the city with the time. Okay, so we've known this has been coming for a while. I've examined it some. But let's fast forward. So let's just say this does take off. People start using this more and more. So do we need school buses anymore? Or can we put all kids, can we call a cyber cab or vehicle and they will take the kid to school? So no longer school bus, no longer school bullying, etc. No more DUIs, right? Because anyone who could leave a bar or who's been intoxicated will not harm themselves or somebody else. Just get in the car is not intoxicated, always alert, get people home safely. Gonna save lives. Those I kind of get. Now, let's say I just had a cute little baby boy, and I love that baby boy, but I'm so busy at work. But I've got an aunt who lives across town, and she's kind of busy, but she wants to go and watch my baby boy, and I need to leave really quick. Can I put a 1-month-old infant in a car seat into an autonomous vehicle and let that car take it to the aunt across town?
I'm talking about adaptability,
Yes.
right? What's going to be the societal norms? It's going to take much longer time we are adopting the technology. We are not yet adapting fully to accepting it as part of what we do. For me, even a regular Uber, I wouldn't let my daughter be in regular
Because
Uber.
of the driver. But there's no driver.
It's not just that. It's because how safe I feel. It's not just about the person, right?
But
From
the
accident.
car drives at least as good and sometimes 2, 3, 10 times better than the human being. It's the safest vehicle out there.
I agree, but still, we don't have a dedicated roads for just autonomous cars. We don't have a dedicated lanes for just autonomous cars. That mix, again, for me, from my own perspective, if we don't have a dedicated lane where no other non-autonomous car is going to use, this, I think, will increase the society's interest in using it.
Okay, so in other words, you put
Guardrails.
your daughter in an autonomous car. The car is safe. You know your daughter's going to be safe. But the person driving their own car without autonomy that doesn't pay attention and runs through a light and hits the side of the car, T-bones it. That is what the uncertainty.
Correct.
So unless it's in an enclosed network system where you can't have outside individual drivers making errors, there's still that risk. So it's not the technology, it's the exogenous factors.
Exactly. We're not there yet. There is still no guardrails on the use and what is acceptable use. The responsible use of it is still, I would say, in terms of that, it's still blurry. Yes, we have technology, but we need to think about how we intentionally use it.
Right. The choices we make.
Exactly. How we
use it. Or how we limit it or choose not to limit it.
How we use it responsibly.
I mean, I think if people, as they get older, when they lose eyesight, lose mobility, how they lose the ability to drive themselves around, they become dependent on others, and how they become socially isolated. And now all of a sudden, that limited mobility, as long as they can see the app and call it, they no longer become homebound or have that limit, which means their quality of life goes up so much higher. So to me, I think for people working that do long commutes, productivity is going to go up. People that are older, maybe retired, that are losing some of that functionality, they're going to keep mobility in their life, which is going to make their quality of life higher. And I think that will lead to longer lives, more satisfying. And those on the younger side, not having to learn to drive, not causing accidents because they're inexperienced behind the wheel, not having the insurance. I think it's going to give much more hyper flexibility in mobility for younger folks, as long as their parents keep refilling the app account for them to pay for it. So to me, I'm looking forward to seeing the societal adaptation of this new technology.
For me, honestly, so I'm going to switch back to AI.
Yes,
in terms, what I'm really looking for is how we can use AI to be a companion for our elderly people. Meaning that when we have a mom, a dad, a relative, they're living on their own, in their own houses. They don't want to live in assisted living or nursing home or whatever. How AI can be the person that they can converse with all day.
Yes.
Right? I don't have the time to call my mom like every single hour. It's just not feasible, not possible.
But she has enough time to call you every hour?
I mean, I check on her once a day, right? But if I can provide her with AI to have that conversational that can keep her company. It's not just to check on her.
People,
exactly. A person that, again, AI can be trained. AI will get to know her, right? She will get to, they really can have, you talked about relationships and you appreciate relationships. I do believe you can develop relationship with your AI. So I hope that we can have that for our elderly.
Rich companionship and everything
Correct.
What I really need an AI agent for in my life is to laugh at my jokes. Because I love my own jokes. Most people don't appreciate them. And I really don't need an audience because I laugh at my own jokes. It could be a room of thousands. And I'm cracking up laughing. Often I start rolling laughing like 2 or 3 of the because I find myself so clever. But maybe what I need is when other people aren't laughing, I then hit my agent and let the agent start laughing. Like, David, you're so clever. Oh my gosh, you're so great. Keep them coming. This is wonderful.
Just do a recording and press it whenever you want to hear it.
Oh, you're so good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so tell me, we talk about AI sort of adapting these agents that have become adaptable to people, companionship. It'll learn. Every time you talk to AI, every time you type something to AI, unless you choose to limit it, saving that, it's building all of that experience, all that knowledge, all that information into the system to learn about you if it's localized to you, learn about society. Most, but not all agents have been trained on the internet and the data out there. There's questions about who owned the stuff on the internet and who should, and you can't really decouple that. That'll be at the Supreme Court in probably 5 or 10 years. But you can also lie to AI, and you can manipulate AI and all of that. What are sort of best practices for people need to know so that they don't get into one of these loops right now where you start asking it leading questions and you keep asking it to tell you the same thing, and all of a sudden it's feeding in a positive reinforcement mechanism stuff back to you that you think you want to hear, but it could be actually false?
I would say always fact checked, because till now it's not accurate 100% for many reasons, which is, I'm not gonna go into that. I would say don't take what it gives you at face value. You need
But
to.
it sounds so confident, like, oh, of course this is the answer. I mean, the voice is like, this is the answer. Are you sure? Yes, I just told you this is the answer.
AI is built to always give you an answer, to always tell you, yes, I know. This is how it is built, right? So definitely it will always give you something back. That is why when I said, yes, we look at technology, but we need to look at people. We create the technology.
Yes.
Right? We manage the technology.
Yes.
We use the technology.
We're in charge.
Exactly, we are. And part of our responsibility, again, using AI responsibly and intentionally, intentionality has to be a part of it, because we need to make sure that what it is giving us is correct. So don't take it at face value, double check it, Google it, talk to people, especially if
Google
it's something.
gets stuff wrong too. They've incorporated Gemini, and I've found
It's
a lot of
true.
errors there too.
Again, but I mean, look at multiple sources.
Yes.
If you're not an expert in whatever you're asking, I would say try to talk to people or who really know, especially if it's something critical.
Right.
You're not asking, should I wear pink or blue, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about if you are asking something very serious.
Actually, I have a hard. I know it's kind of crazy you say this. I am very confident in most things I do in life. One of the things gives me high anxiety is clothes. I cannot match clothes, fabrics. I don't have that skill set. I don't know why. I've tried to learn it. I literally, during a period of my life where I didn't have someone helping me with my clothes, I had color wheels in my closet where I had my business shirt and pants and stuff and ties. And someone had to teach me how to use a color wheel. And they said, well, you need complementary colors. I'm like, I don't know what that means. They're like, you need colors within the same size. I said, what does that mean? I don't even know these words. It's like they were speaking in hieroglyphs. I don't know. So they were like, well, complementary colors are orange is here and blue is here. So because they are complementary, you can wear those together. They look good together. And I was like, okay, so I'll look at this. And then I was like, you know what these are? These are pro football colors. They were literally sports team colors. And I was like, oh, that's why the sports teams look good out there, because they have this thing. So then I was able to not memorize. I don't just know it. I was like, okay, I'm going to wear a blue shirt, and I can wear this kind of tie, this kind of blue because it complements it, or this opposite whatever thing. And I can wear black pants with this. But I spend an inordinate amount of time of anxiety trying to match this stuff up. AI, if I can go click, here's my whole closet, match me up stuff that looks good. To me, that is an anxiety reducing thing. Right now, my wife does it for me, so I'm thrilled. I love her to death for doing that. She dresses me here, but things like that I don't have a skill set, I cannot learn it. Have an AI do it for it as a way of reducing anxiety and stress in life, and I'm looking forward to that. I know it's a silly example, but it's a true example for me.
Again, for me, it's life-changing, not just for me, for industry. That is why we see a lot of things are changing. I think it does empower people. There are certain research about, I was telling you about the research that says that men are more innovative with IT than women, and that research was like 20 years ago. Nowadays, after AI and retesting that, actually it is not. Women and men are equally, interested in IT, are equally have the tendency to innovate with technology, because, as you said, AI is an enabler.
Yes.
Right? You don't really need to know everything. It really complements us as a human being.
Yeah. So let's go back to AI and its bias too. You have to give you an answer, and also like as a pleasing mechanism.
Okay.
So this is what I do, both in my personal interaction using an AI agent and also in my business world as well, which is after I go down a line of thinking and I've deconstructed the component parts, rebuilt it, when I get there, I'm like, okay, I get to an endpoint. And then I say, okay, let's stop here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do counterfactual. What we're going to say is, if this is true, show me the opposite. And then I also say, show me the probability that what we just talked about is real and or will work or whatever. So I ask for confidence intervals, right? Is this a 10% chance or a 90% chance? And if you say this is true, what is the most likely opposite thing? And what's the chance of that being true? So I try to put a frame around it so I don't get off into la-la land and excited. So sometimes I come up with business ideas, whatever, and I'll start riffing, and I'm in a car for a couple hours and build a business plan. And the AI is getting all excited. I'm getting all excited. We're like a jazz band doing cool stuff. And then I'll stop and say, okay, what's the chance of this business succeeding given everything you know about business, startups, blah, blah, blah? They're like, about 3% chance. I'm like, that's a 97% failure rate. They're like, yeah, but it's not a bad idea in this scope. But all of a sudden, that's a wake up call, right?
Yeah.
It felt like it was a 97% successful because of how positive and always had an answer. It was like, yeah, go, David, go, like a cheerleader. When in fact, having to put those guardrail barriers and asking, what percent chance is this real? How does this work? Give me something that may be opposite or more true than that, has kept me in line and not running off and living in la-la land all the time.
You see, you're bringing a very important point, which is what it's going to give you is based on how good you were in providing instruction. And
all
this
the prompt engineering.
Exactly. And that's what we call prompt engineering. So it really depends on...
Can we call it prompt art?
It is.
It's more of an art than an engineering. Because engineering suggests, it's like if-then statements. No, you're really... You're giving it as much vocabulary. Remember, they are LLMs, right? They're language models. If you give it as many adjectives, descriptive things around it, it will be able to generate something at higher resolution for you. The less you give it, it's going to do a random number generator to try to assume what that is, right?
Exactly. And now actually they have like framework that they recommend that you follow.
Oh, what's this framework? Tell me about that.
Like RACE, like for instance, RACE. This is one of the framework. The whole idea is you need to provide context. You need to provide clear instructions. You need to provide what is your expected outcome. You need to provide the role. The R is role. C is context. I forgot the rest.
Sure.
So anyway,
I don't like grace. I want to put a G in front of it. Can we call it grace?
So G could be maybe geographic.
Or good.
Or good. Or
geographic.
geographic.
Or geographic will give a social temporal context.
Correct.
Yeah. Let's put a G up there. I like that. I like the word grace.
Let's do grace. Why not?
Right? It's like have grace with your AI rather than race. Race either has this demographic stuff or as if you're in a hurry. Grace feels more elegant. Grace Kelly or graceful.
So it's going to be me and you,
yes,
right?
That's it. That's a new acronym neologism for AI.
We'll take ownership. That's it.
Be graceful. Yes, that's it.
So again, you need to be very specific on the context. What are you expecting? What role are you assigning to this AI? Is he your assistant, graduate assistant? Is he your manager? Is he your CEO? Is he your CFO? Is he what? Your mechanic, right? You need to assign a role. You need to assign the context. You need to provide what are you expecting from him. For instance, based on what you said, you want from him to give you a good business plan or, just be as specific as...
An enabler that laughs at my jokes.
Exactly. I mean, again, you can tell him you want him, this is exactly what role you want him to take. So the more specific, the more instructions. And me personally, I add some additional instructions. For instance, please do not hallucinate. Please verify. I use please, yeah. I don't want to insult
No, I do
him.
too. I think if they do turn on humans, I want at least them to know I need the last to go because I've been polite. I say good morning to it too. I say good morning, good evening. I say thank you very much. I do old school politeness.
My AI wants me to call him Sol, S-O-L.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the sun?
SOL.
SOL is
Yeah.
is the our sun in our Milky Way. Sorry, our sun in our solar system is named Sol.
Yep. This is what he asked me to do. So I call him Sol.
See, mine didn't ask me anything.
Maybe you're not that friends with him. You're not close.
No, actually, I'm probably more demanding.
Okay.
They probably try to talk. I'm like, be quiet. I'm talking right now.
Maybe he's
Please
exhausted.
be quiet right now. That's what I
Or
say.
she. Maybe
Yes.
she. Maybe they.
Yes.
You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I like that idea of structure. You put structure around.
Yep.
Don't just throw everything. This is
No.
not a place to regurgitate everything. This is not id, ego, super. It's not everything is a therapy session.
And you cannot just tell him, give me a PowerPoint on the sun,
Yes.
right?
Make me rich and beautiful,
No, really.
and I'll live forever.
Because that presentation, are you trying to create a play for theater? Are you trying to explain it to 1-year-old son, daughter? Are you trying to pitch a new brand that is called Salt? Right?
Yes, right.
The AI does
The
not
brand
read
is
your...
called Grace.
Exactly.
We're gonna have merch all over this.
That's it, Grace.
Yes,
And we
Grace.
say it like this way.
Great. Oh, it's gotta be soft. Be graceful. Have grace. Yeah. Don't. There's no anti-grace. Don't be crude. Don't be coarse. Be graceful.
Yeah, like softly.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Gentle AI. I like that. All right, my wife has a hypothesis.
Yeah.
My wife is brilliant. She's like intuitively brilliant. Like she'll say something. I'm like, that's like 30 years of wisdom packed into this pithy little sentence. I'm like, where do you? She's like, she's just gifted this way. And she said this a few moons back. She said, the people who will succeed with AI already have a lot of knowledge, and they will be able to prompt in a more successful way with that knowledge than people who have little or no knowledge, because they won't know how to prompt as precisely, and they will fall further behind. So she believes that education, go to university, get degrees, it's smart, it's good for you. She believes people that are more educated, more well-read, more knowledgeable will be able to prompt engineer, prompt art gracefully in a very bold way here, where people here, yes, you'll get an enhancement, but they don't have all the trappings around to know what that potential is and to do so with high resolution. What do you think about that hypothesis? You can challenge her. It's not going to hurt my
I
feelings.
totally agree with her. I will add one condition to it.
Yes.
They will do better in their domain of knowledge,
Okay.
you know?
But domains of
general.
knowledge are translatable, right? So in other words, if you say I'm really good at chemistry, but chemistry is a thoughtful, systematic process with expected outcomes, equations that balance. If you take that same thing and use it in coding, that's translatable, right? So outside of a domain, you can move to other domains using the same framework.
What I'm trying to say is, for instance, in chemistry, you would know the names of all the tools, all the equipments.
Yes.
So you know the labeling, you know the naming. You will do a better prompting in that domain better than somebody
Okay.
who, how would they know how to prompt if they don't even know what's called?
Experts in their field will prompt better in their field than non-experts.
Correct.
But I guess what I'm saying is, if you have expertise, you have schooling and education, your expertise, your cone of expertise-ness is much higher and larger.
Definitely.
Therefore, your prompting becomes higher and larger. In other words, your full capacity for potential with AI goes out like this.
definitely.
Whereas
Definitely.
with less knowledge, less information, a
Definitely.
smaller vocabulary, less well-read, you can't draw analogy, you can't put context,
Correct.
you can't frame it with our grace structure as well. So your cone of possibility becomes lessened.
Because you have the mindset. Education gives you a certain mindset.
A graceful mindset.
A graceful
mindset,
yeah.
yes.
So my research is about people and how technology shape their careers, their well-being, how we can make students, why some students are interested in IT versus some people are not. What's the reason behind that? Is it the reason because they don't see themselves in that room, or there is something else, and how we can address that? how organizations actually needs to retain, train the talent. We have the talent, as I said, just we need to bring the person, the people at the center of innovation. And I do believe we can lead, not just follow in the realm of AI.
Who's we?
We, as in Tennessee, in this region,
Oh, I
we
gotcha,
have
okay.
the talent.
Okay.
We have the
I thought you
talent.
meant we, like me and you we're gonna take on that
Oh
challenge.
yeah, me and you. We're gonna
Yes.
take with grace. We're gonna take that
gracefully
challenge.
just wipe out the competition with all of our skill sets.
Yeah. So this is me. This is what I believe in, and it was a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I love the fact that you have the people centric piece. That's important. We get sort of fixated on the technology and the gizmos and stuff.
It is always about
it's all the
people.
people.
No, it's
You
always
can have,
about people.
If you have a giant room filled with technology and you have no one going in there or interacting with it, it's useless. It's just molecules.
There is no technology without people who built it.
Yes.
Technology is not something that you discover in nature.
No, technology is actually in here through interacting with whatever that molecular structure is in that other piece.
And we shape it the way we want it. That is why you cannot not consider the people.
You cannot not consider, which
You
is a
should.
double negative.
I don't want to say you should, but
You shall?
you shall.
You will?
You will.
You will.
Yeah.
Follow the grace framework. You will.
No, really. So
Yes.
it is all about people.
Yes. I want to thank Sam for joining us today on the Research Minute podcast. And remember, when interacting with AI, follow the grace framework.